It just can't even be my life. Oh, this is so dumb. This segment is so dumb. It's so dumb. Okay. An organisation I never thought I was going to have to talk about ever again has done something so esports, it's beyond a joke. It's really hard to summarise it. Now, look, sometimes I'm a serious journalist. This is not one of those times. I want to make that abundantly clear. But I have done a bunch of serious reporting on the organisation I'm going to talk about, which is Evil Geniuses. Didn't think I'd have to bring them up again. For those that don't know the history, I'll just give it to you brief. Basically, Evil Geniuses were the North America's jewel in the crown. They were doing well, but they were doing well on a shoestring budget. They were relying on competent, passionate people to push Evil Geniuses forward, but they didn't have a lot of money. And this was coming out of the pandemic era. And in the end, they did a deal with a Chicago-based real estate company, if memory serves me correctly, called Peak Six Management. And part of this buyout from Peak Six Management meant they wanted to install their own people. And they installed several executives on the C-suite level that had no esports experience. And anyway, over a period of time, I interviewed a ton of ex and current employees, players and everything, and I created basically the EG files, which was a series of articles exposing what it was like behind the scenes. And it started before the EG files. I mean, obviously, you had the terrible case of what happened to their League of Legends prodigy, a player called Danny, where, you know, he was mistreated to such a degree there was very nearly a medical emergency around it. And so I'm immensely proud of my reporting around all of that, because what the reporting did, it precipitated those Peak Six people leaving the space, and they're no longer there. Evil Geniuses is, as I understand it now, they're running on a skeleton crew, and they are doing the bare minimum to sort of stay afloat while we wait for another buyer. I certainly hope that there is another buyer. I certainly hope that a competent person can come in and keep that brand alive, because certainly Evil Geniuses is a legendary, historic brand in esports. And if it was run by the right people, and there's some good people pulling the levers at the moment, there's just only so much they can do. Unfortunately, we just don't know what their future might hold. Now, I thought, if you're running a skeleton crew, okay, probably that means like all of the marketing stuff is done, it's over with, it's stopped. You're probably just focusing on the few teams you've got left, bringing in some sponsors, negotiating with people that might want to buy the organization or what, everything else. But anyway, no, they've decided out of the blue that they are going to introduce an official team mascot. Now, I want to make it clear, I've been in esports a long time. I didn't know you had to have an official mascot. I didn't know that that was something you did. You have a logo, jersey, teams, you know. Never knew about the need for a mascot. And so this has come out of left field for me, particularly because it's come from Evil Geniuses. And they've done here, it called Meesh, right? And they have they-them pronouns, which is good to know. And you can see, meet Meesh, an imaginative artist, a helpful strategist, an unpredictable ball of energy, mischievous and moody. They are known for joyful outbursts, filled with pranks, games, and spending time with friends. Yet they can also be reclusive, retreating to their evil lair, because they're the official Evil Geniuses creature, for stretches of creativity. Be that painting or plotting master plans to stay one step ahead of our competition. The perfect sidekick to any villain, Meesh is your partner in crime and loyal duo. Now, what's strange is they then did a bunch of follow-up tweets explaining what a Meesh likes. Now, I don't know if I've missed something. I'm pretty sure did Sentinels do something similar? I don't know if all these American orgs have put their head together and they're doing like a fucking Pokemon knockoff, and another org is going to do a Pokemon-style mascot tomorrow or whatever. But I've just seen this, and this is shit. Anyway, Meesh's favourite colours are black and purple, and you can see the Meesh there writing "Live Evil," which was the Evil Genius slogan that they took a little bit too far. They also apparently like camembert cheese. You can see here, Meesh loves camembert cheese, which is a soft and creamy, surface-ripened cow's milk cheese, popular in Washington State. And they like lychee boba tea. Their go-to boba is anything with lychee, but it must include the bobas that pop, which is important information to know. There's a few others. I won't bore you with the details. And then they did this. It was nice meeting you. And there is the Meesh doing a weeby wave goodbye. And I think it's drawn something with its tail. And if you look, it's its head making an M into Meesh. And so there you go. And just like that, Evil Geniuses was saved as an organization, because how could esports fans resist an org that has its own official Pokemon, essentially? I mean, that's that. I mean, don't even know if you employ any players at this moment in time. I guess Valorant's still doing something, whatever it is Valorant does. Now, I'm old-fashioned, right? If I was making something like this that was going to represent my brand, my business, my organization, I would probably, I'd do a few things. Obviously, a committee, some brainstorming. We do that, right? Kick some ideas around. I might have a discussion with some of the older fans as well as the younger generation and say, hey, you know, older fans, they're a little bit more cynical, and would this turn them off at all? Would this like maybe make them think the org was, you know, shit? Would that be a problem? And, you know, I'd have those talks. I also probably would Google the word Meesh. And why that's important is you might find that the word you use for the thing you make, it might be already taken, right? I mean, somebody else could have Meesh out there. There could be a business called Meesh. There could be anything. Now, that's the first thing I would do. Would you believe me if I told you EG didn't do this? Like, didn't even Google it. How do I know that? Well, that's an interesting question. You see, if you Google Meesh, the first thing that comes up is it's the name of a long-standing furry porn artist. And unfortunately, for the research for this bit, I did have to click on it. Now, this is all I can show you. You will see there, he's not just, or they, he, she, they, guys, gals, non-binary pals, like what, however you identify, Meesh. Apologies if I'm using the wrong pronouns. Don't cancel me. Don't draw me as an animal getting rogered up the arse, please. No one wants that. But Meesh isn't any old furry porn artist. Meesh has been a furry porn artist since 2005. I don't think I even knew what a furry was in 2005, and I consider myself to be internet savvy. That is fucking crazy. I also know from furries in my community, which, listen, we tried to purge them, but in the end, we chose the path of ignorance. We just pretend they're not there. I know that they're a well-regarded furry porn artist. Like, quite well known. Quite well respected. As you can see there, the gallery is in a different colour to all the other links. Now, that is because it immediately opens at the gallery page, but you won't believe that. So let's just move forward and say I clicked on the gallery. Right, let's just I'll tell that lie to sell that bit. And the things I've seen, I could have definitely gone without seeing them. listen, that bear and that dog, they do seem to be in a loving gay relationship. A bit too loving, though, at times, it must be said. Anyway, this I didn't need to see. But the staggering incompetence it takes to not Google this and realize, wait, are we really about to call the thing that we're launching on our social media feed after the thing that comes up? And they did. Here's the other problem. Let's say I'm a young Evil Geniuses fan. I'm sure you can see where this is going. And I'm like, wow, gosh darn golly, I love Evil Geniuses and their Valorant team. Wow, they've just launched a logo. I really like Pokemons. And I am going to get myself some Meesh merch. I will just type Meesh into Google. Surely this is the first link. My eyes. Why is there an anthropomorphized dog doing that? Help. So what I'm saying is, in a sentence that should never come out of anyone's mouth, what this esports org has potentially done is direct thousands of fans of all ages and backgrounds to starter furry porn. It just can't be real. It just can't be real. But it is. And now the worst part is, I mean, it's all pretty bad. The worst part is because of the feedback loop, right, of the internet. So what's happened here is EG has directed people to the furries. But now the furries are going to be like, who are all these people? What's an Evil Geniuses? And the furries are going to notice Evil Geniuses. And Evil Geniuses, as you will remember, have just launched an animal mascot. A cartoon animal mascot named after a furry porn artist. I'm going to give it 2 weeks before Meesh just has to be memory hold, because you're going to see Meesh You don't know about the furry pound. You don't know about the furry dollar. Think about it. All the commissions they pay for. They got money. They'll wreck Evil Geniuses. Meesh's favourite products are Vaseline and Preparation H. Oh my God. What have you done? What have you done? Evil Geniuses, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't know, by the way. I didn't even prepare this bit, but let's just see. Has anyone even replied pointing out their error? Let's see. Let's have a look. No one said anything. Everyone likes Meesh. All of the replies. Oh no, there it is. There's an actual artist called Meesh with many years of previous work under that name and significant name recognition. I mean, how do we live in a time when you can be a famous furry porn artist? Like a famous furry porn artist. You know what I mean? Like, you should be doing that shit, like, at home, alone, in the dark. No, like, you should only be doing it for yourself. Shouldn't share it. It's actually, by the way, with the Gonzo Awards rolling around, I am so delighted that is how we are ending 2025 for Evil Geniuses. So 2024 for Evil Geniuses. That will not be topped. That phrasing. Well, I'm sure it will be, actually. Oh my God.